Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome back to another raid video. Today we have the arena, live arena, starting in about 30 seconds out. I wanted to go over, well, we're gonna go into a few fights, and I wanted to go over a few of my thoughts on live arena and how it evolved over the past 2 months. We'll see if anything has changed actually in terms of the meta. I don't find live arena as I used to. The hype for me it's gone. Honestly, I thought I would have been more excited about it, but it seems to be that Plarium has missed their chance to make this a little bit more special, a little bit more, appealing to the outside in terms of what they can offer for PvP, right? Imagine if you had Clan Wars where you would be fighting actual opponents instead of just fighting their wallets. All right, so you are fighting their wallets anyway, but it would have been amazing if it was just actually fighting in arenas for your clan versus another clan's opponents in live fights, and that would give you scoring, which that would result in a victorious clan. They missed it so much, and I think it just shows in terms of everybody here in their rankings, even with the changes that they've made. I wonder how many people actually managed to get into the 2,700. Probably we're getting very close here. Probably 100, maybe 200, if I'm being very generous. 200 people out of a game that tries to say that they have millions of players, at least millions of downloads for sure. Many people have installed since then, but live players, I doubt that Plarium has over 100,000. I doubt it globally. All right, globally. I'm talking globally. There's no way they have more than that. I might even be over exaggerating, especially during the live arena fights. You can see the discrepancies between the ratings that it finds. Like I'm 2,153. I'm gonna go into the same kind of teams I always had for all of this 2,000 rating climb that I did, and that is where they missed the chance in my eyes. They missed the chance to make this a little bit different with each week of the game, and I think they just don't want to put in any more resources into the game. They just want to milk the players out of their money, and they slowly introduce stuff that makes them spend more with whatever they have available. They don't want to introduce something that requires a lot of development and effort on their side, honestly, and it's kind of sad. So all right, we'll go Sifi, we'll go Yumiko, the usual stuff, and then I'll go with my double single target nukers, right? If they did it somehow else, if they added champions via fusions or fragment collections, that those champions would be pretty strong in arena, then I could see Plarium switching over to just strictly PvP, saying, okay guys, we'll be introducing champions that every month they will be changing the meta. The whales can be going for their awakenings, and they could have the opportunity here, Plarium, to also change how fusions and fragment collections work. They could make them a little bit easier to acquire, so we don't have this Loriaka thing that we have right now, where 90% of the player base is literally skipping the fusion and fragment collection. This shouldn't be happening in a game that is honestly on the top of the RPG genre, right? They're honestly there on the top, and we've got a UDK here, but I only have single target. So what I was saying is, nobody should be skipping fusions or fragment collections, in the sense of Plarium should be making more effort to make those better for all players out there. I don't understand why they went in with this mindset of creating kind of trash champions that have no point in being in the game. Like they just have an okay kit, but nothing too special for us to justify investment of both shards, energy, and our time during this time. So what I wanted to say is, maybe Plarium should switch it in the way that they would be adding champions that both affect PvP in a nice manner, like Uko did, or Pythion. Those were great PvP champions, not solely PvP, but they shown they have the PvP potential, right? So they add those. Everybody can do those fusions with a little bit of effort, not as difficult in terms of the summonings and all that. And when that happens, they can add another portion of the fusion and fragment events schedule where even the whales, if they push a little bit more with the whale resources that they have, then the whales will be able to get awakenings maybe for those fusions or fragment collections. That both helps Plarium keep on their revenue, and they won't be so hurt by offering the fusions in much lower point requirements. And then in that way, most of the player base will be happy, and the whales will also be getting awakenings for those fusions as well because of their extra resources that they spent. I think that would be an amazing way to do it. Like they had Razelvark, right? Razelvark was reasonably okay for that champion. Then we had a kind of big event for his +5, right? I'm not talking give a +5 every time. Maybe something smaller. And yeah, I'm getting wrecked by the Duchess basically. So that was a big loss. Anyway, carrying on with what I was saying is that the Plarium needs to change their way a little bit. And the arenas will be boring. The live arena will be boring. It is pretty much a necessary evil the way that we also do 3v3 right now. That's how I see live arena. It shouldn't be that way. I should be so excited when the live window opens for me to do my fights. But that's not the case because the Plarium does not offer me ammunition, does not offer me champions to try out and do some fun stuff against the defenses that we see all the time, like the UDKs. I know we've got Ronda, but they need to add more and more champions into the fold through guaranteed ways such as fusions or fragment collections, and that will allow all the player base out there to be able to compete with each other as well. Because some people have UDK, some started a little bit later, they don't have UDK but they see it on defense. It's very annoying. Then they might even see RTAC. It's a whole different aspect of the game when you go to the lower parts of the game, but it's still very annoying that Plarium seems to be just relaxed and taking a step back actually with the development of Raid instead of how they should have had their top performing game, a game that made $1 billion. $1 billion. I think they over I don't even know the word. They underestimate on what they could make with Raid. They think they can just milk it a little bit more, make I don't know how many more years of the game, keep it live for the big spenders so that they can have their accounts and never close it down, because that will cause, of course, upset by the players. But Plarium could be doing so much more. That's what I mean. I've seen other games in the same kind of categories rising up at the moment, brand new games with so much desire to be out there and draw the audience. RPG games that I'm in talks with right now in terms of sponsorships, and I know that they don't just do it, of course they do it for the money, but they don't just do it because of that. They want to develop a game that is nice, that has something that the player base will appreciate. And I don't know, man. Plarium has these. I've been covering the game for so long, right? And Plarium has been so inconsistent with their development that it makes me think about the backside of the decision making. But whoever is in the back, okay, whoever is in the back office and making all the decisions is doing something extremely wrong, okay? This makes no sense for them to be making these kind of decisions over and over again. They make some good stuff and then they mostly make bad decisions. I don't know. But anyway, back to the live arenas, guys. I'm just gonna do a couple more fights. We could have had some good damage there on the Duchess. Her stone skin wasn't that strong, so I should be able to break it down now with Rotos. So that gives me basically a chance here. Oof. Okay, maybe if I had the A3 there on Rotos, but this is how my arena fights have been going since the beginning. That is why I kind of got bored of it. I mean, how many more fights are you gonna do? Of course, it's in my hands to change up my teams and try something different, right? But I know what works and what doesn't, and I know that I need to be using this champion, especially if I'm having C-Fiend there. I can use Rotos. They benefit from the passives. If I didn't have them and I had Taraz and Marichka, of course I would be using them. Same thing with Harima. Those are the meta champions, and Plarium obviously is not doing anything against shifting the meta, other than maybe the polymorph thing, which it's gonna take them another month to even change such a small thing that they had in their sites. But I don't know, guys. In terms of me just to keep on playing the game, yeah, guys, obviously I will be playing the game. The game is there when you are patient. Okay, you need to be patient with your resources. Just take a step back, do your farming, and I would say just enjoy the time when everything is quiet within the game, when you don't need to spend a lot of resources. It means you can catch up to recovering your energy, like I'm doing there about the top. On the next CVC, that is personal rewards, I'll have like 16,000 energy available, and when that happens, I'll be able to not only, you know, rise up my silver, I have a lot of gems saved up also, a lot of secrets from the clan bosses that I do every day. This is the way that you play raid. Basically, you save your resources for that one time that comes that you say, okay, I need to go all in, and that's what you do. But yeah, it would have been totally different if raid wasn't doing the Wait Shadow Legends. If I'm gonna quote my buddy Jay Giggs, all right, the Wait Shadow Legends thing. Oh my god, this was such a disappointing video in terms of, it wasn't really a rant, it was just me losing 2 arena fights because of Duchess, basically. And when you don't have AoE damage dealers, it kind of hurts there. But yeah, that was it, guys. That was it for this video. What you guys think about whatever I said? I know I rambled, but I think I put my message through, especially with the fusions. I think that was a good idea. Like, make them easier, just so that everybody pretty much can complete them, right? So if we all go into fusions and fragment collections, and we know we'll be able to complete them, but me as a spender, usual spender, right? I won't deny it. And any whale out there sees, okay, I can get a 2-star guaranteed awakening if I push, you know, maybe 2 sacreds more during this salmon session. If I push 500 energy for dragon, 500 energy for spider, etc., etc. The 2-star awakening, which you guys think it sounds too low, but it's actually really strong. You not only get the activation part of a blessing, but you also get the big stat boost of a blessing, which is either defense, HP, or attack usually. So those parts on a champion can really affect their overall stat bonuses. And even on lower players who have a little bit of those extra resources, getting 500 extra attack on a nuker that is featured and seems to be worthwhile the effort, I think that will revolutionize a little bit the game in terms of not the same, right? Just not the same anymore. Maybe that's an idea, player. If you're watching, I doubt you are. You're probably on a yacht enjoying your cocktails because of all the soulstone packs that you offered in the past month. But anyway, guys, thank you all. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.